Yo, it's high five. And I thought I'll show you guys a simple trick to kind of help make your reverb sound more natural when processing vocals. This is like a type of parallel effect. And I used this on a track I mixed and mastered for Shogun and Sega. I'll leave a link below to the track entitled Glory. Go check it out. Make sure you check out the EP as well. And yeah, I use this reverb trick on vocals. It can be used on melodies and stuff. I found that this trick kind of helps reverb on vocals just feel a little bit more natural, and it also just helps kind of glue out the kind of spaces and breaths in between phrases. So this is a trick that I tend to use with rappers and singers. This effect can also be applied in ways outside of vocals. You might use it for melodies and plucks. But yeah, I'm going to show you how I use this effect and kind of A and B and show you guys how to set it up. So yeah, if you like this video, hit the like and subscribe. And if you want more in-depth tutorials and production techniques, sample packs, make sure you check out my Patreon. And yeah, every month I upload new content to kind of help you guys improve on your production styles and create better music. So yeah, let's go. So in front of me, this is the logic file for Glory by Shogun and Senga. And yeah, this is kind of just like, yeah, a lot of, when I mix down and master tunes, I do it all in Logic. You might see all the previous videos, they've all kind of been in Ableton, and I use that for my creative process. But yeah, whenever I'm kind of doing, yeah, like I said, mix downs, I find it easier I find that my workflow on Logic is easier for, yeah, this type of approach, type of thinking. So I'll give you guys a little play of the track, and then, yeah, we'll kind of have a look at this reverb parallel processing, which I do to kind of, yeah, help it all glue together.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die over small martyrs. I have a dream that me and all my boys will be charters. Couple million each for the mortgages that Alabama passed us. I don't hear any heart in these new rappers, but some of you cunts are calling me a new rapper.
Cool. So let's solo the vocals. Let's have a little listen to the vocals soloed.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die over small martyrs. I have a dream that me and all my boys will be charters. Couple million each for the mortgages that Alabama passed us. I don't.
So you can hear the reverb already going. And let's take a look. So what I've done, all the vocals, I've got it into a group. It's pretty much a bus. What Logic has done, they allow you to kind of create these groups. They can either be, or track stacks. They can either be classed as a folder where you can only control the panning and the volume, or yeah, you can kind of control it as a track stack where you can still add plugins and you can send to buses and stuff. So I've done a little bit of processing on here, just a bit of EQ, a little bit of compression just to kind of balance out all the peaks. I use an expander as well just to kind of just like help dig in all the little bits, but also kind of keep the dynamics. And like, yeah, fresh air. I use that just to kind of just, brighten up a little bit. And then on the vocal bars, I got an EQ. Added a little bit of saturation, and then just another compression, just a bit gentler. Again, just trying to just like iron out any stubborn transients, and just kind of keep the vocal a bit more consistent. And then I got my different buses here, which I'm sending to. So bus 12, this is my vocal reverb, which we're gonna kind of go through. I've then I've got this other bus which is like my vocal parallel processing, parallel compression, which I use supercharged for all of that, just to kind of heavily compress, add a bit of saturation, a bit of color, and then kind of just have that playing alongside, just so that it can add more presence in the body of the vocal. And then this last one is the delay, but I've muted that just so that you guys can kind of hear what's happening on the reverb kind of side. And then maybe I can bring the delay back in and you can hear it all back together. So let's have a look at this bus here. So this is my vocal reverb. Let's solo this. And what I've done, I'm gonna bypass all of these. So we can hear the reverb there. So this is Native Instruments RC24. Collaboration with Softtube. This is one of my go-to reverbs for kind of for mix downs. Kind of reminds me of that whole kind of like lexicon, that whole classic reverb there. So in the grand scheme, so here's all my decay controls, and it's you can set the decay across 3 different bands, so your bass, your mid, and your high. And in reality, for something like this, these decay lengths are pretty large. If I turn the volume up, where we at? Okay, so if I turn the volume up just a touch. Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die. Over small martyrs. I have a dream that me and all my boys will be. It's a pretty large reverb. And if I have this playing alongside the vocal.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die. Over small martyrs. I have a dream that me.
It's a bit too much. Like, it doesn't sound natural. The reverb is kind of like coloring the dry vocal, and it just sounds a bit too much. So, I had it down here at, what was it, like -16.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die. Over small martyrs.
And even there, it just doesn't feel natural. So what I've also done, got a bit of an EQ, and I've kind of got a bandpass on just the reverb signal. So I think this technique is called like Abbey Road reverb technique. It's probably shorter than that. But this is a technique also used in Abbey Road studios where, you kind of bandpass the reverb, the wet reverb signal in like your mid to high end. And this kind of just helps kind of keeps the characteristics of the vocals which are more appealing to us as listeners.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die. Over small martyrs. I have a dream that me and all my boys will be charters.
So it's sounding a bit better, but at the same time, it still doesn't feel natural. The reverb is kind of, it's just muddying up the dry signal. So this is the secret. Well, I say secret. This is the kind of like the main bit to kind of, make the vocal kind of gel, feel more natural, but also allow the reverb to kind of glue over all the breaths and spaces within the vocals. So what I've done here, I turn my compressor on and turn this off. So what you do, so what you do, you set your compressor to sidechain mode. I'm gonna turn this off.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die.
But the signal you get to sidechain your reverb is the dry vocal. So on my sidechain, it says audio 33, which is here, main vocal dry. So what's happening is that when the vocal is happening, when the vocal's playing, when the rapper, so when Shogun is saying his bars, that is bringing down the reverb. The reverb is kind of just being compressed. It's being told to fall back, sit down, louder vocals to like keep his presence and stand forward. And then every time he takes a breath or when he stops before he says another phrase, the reverb is allowed to kind of come back up and just fill in those gaps and kind of just like, yeah, make it sound like, make it feel a bit more natural, as if like you are standing by this person in an environment, whether it's a chapel, cave, whatever, because they're closer to you. When they're talking, you are going to hear their voice more clear, more precise, but you can still hear the reverb. This kind of compression parallel technique is sort of mimicking that, in the sense of when he's saying his bars, we can still hear that. The reverb is more in the background, and then the moment he takes a breath, the moment he stops, the moment he takes a minute before saying the next bar or a next phrase, that reverb can gently come back in, fill in those gaps, and yeah, kind of come back down when he says another pause. So let's turn the sidechain processing back on.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die over small martyrs. I have a dream that...
You can hear that now. So you can hear, let's bypass the compressor.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die over small martyrs.
Let's turn the compressor back on.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die over small martyrs. I have a dream that me and all my boys will be charters. Couple million each for the mortgages like Alabama pastors.
So yeah, it just allows the vocal, again, repeating myself, but it allows the vocal to kind of just still stand strong, still like stand out in the mix. But like I said, the reverb is just kind of gluing in all of those like breaths, all of those moments. And let's unsolo this and let's hear this with the rest of the track.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die over small martyrs. I have a dream that me and all my boys will be charters. Couple million each for the mortgages like Alabama pastors.
So it's really subtle. It's not obvious. I didn't want the reverb to kind of be too proud in the mix. But again, it's one of those kind of things where let's mute this reverb bus.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die over small martyrs.
Without it, it sounds thin.
Feast on my flesh, I'm all your fathers. You can't qualify if you wanna die over small martyrs. I have a dream that me and all my boys will be charters.
And then what I can do, I bring back the delay that I had. And then I've done exactly the same effect on the delay. I automated what I did do. I automated when the compressor comes on and off, and I also automated the feedback of the delay. There were just some areas where I just wanted that feedback just to go in a little bit longer, just to kind of add more, add more impact to the bars he was saying. So yeah, give that technique a go. It's not limited to just vocals. Like I said, you can use it with rappers, you can use it with singers, or you may use it on any kind of sound where there's quite a lot of transients and there's enough gaps in space where you may want to glue it or highlight it with reverb and delay. Like I said, this is a technique I use anytime I'm mixing down vocals. And yeah, it just helped the reverb just feel a lot more natural, and it just kind of helps the vocal kind of glue in with the rest of the beat. So yeah, give it a go. I hope that was useful to you guys, and yeah, I'll see you lot next time.